Our guy isn't some ordinary soldier. He's part of the Aldemir Republic's most dangerous special unit, the Ghosts, a team that doesn't just terrify enemies, but even other special forces. And even among the Ghosts, one name stands at the top: George Sai. Bro is a literal war machine. On the battlefield, he crunches numbers like he's counting beads on an abacus. Just hearing his name makes people shake. That's why he earned the title Mr. War. The stories of his fights don't just create fans, they create enemies too. And eventually, one of those enemies managed to end him. But hold up, no ordinary enemy could have killed George. Bro was betrayed by his own teammates. On one mission, he wiped out an entire enemy army all by himself, moving at lightning speed. But his captain, Beck, couldn't stomach that. He wanted the spotlight. And out of pure jealousy, George was cold-bloodedly executed. As he fell, his mind went blank. He couldn't believe the team he'd give his life for was the one ending it. And as he was dying, one face flashed before his eyes: Sophia. Then everything went black. But what happened after that blackout was even more terrifying. George's eyes snapped open. Right in front of him was a rotten corpse collapsed on top of him. He shoved it away and realized he himself was buried under a pile of dead bodies. The condition of those corpses was enough to make anyone puke. And then the truck carrying all those bodies dumped him straight into a ravine. At the very last second, George grabbed the edge of the cliff. He literally came back from the brink of death. Somehow, he climbed back up and saw dozens of bodies already thrown down. The people who dumped him were standing there casually, like tossing bodies into Tokyo Bay was just another day's work. Laughing, they said the fish were getting extra food today. And that's when George realized this was Japan, the place where he'd been born in his past life. But what the hell was going on? He had died on July 6th, 2025. So how was he here now? Nothing made sense. The last thing he remembered was a mission in the Middle East. So why was he suddenly in Tokyo Bay with corpses? And this place didn't look like Japan at all. It looked more like filthy, broken slums. After a while, he found a bamboo plant, drank some water, and stabilized himself a bit. He climbed a tall tree and looked over the settlement. Around 200 to 300 houses, all packed into a nasty, rundown area. George walked into the slum, observing everything carefully. He couldn't believe this was part of Japan. No corner of Japan should be this messed up. Then his eyes landed on a piece of glass, and what he saw shook him. He didn't recognize himself. The person in the reflection wasn't George. It was someone else. And suddenly, a hand landed on his shoulder. George's instincts kicked in instantly. He spun around and grabbed the guy who touched him. But the man was unarmed, shaking in fear. George let him go. Right now, he needed answers, not a fight. That's when the man spoke. "Michio, are you okay?" George froze. Michio? Was that his new name? Had he really been reincarnated? What mattered more was that this stranger clearly thought of him as a friend. Michio calmed down, apologized for his rough reaction, and reached out to help his friend up. The friend felt relieved seeing Mo was okay, especially after the brutal beating he'd recently taken. But Mo couldn't remember any of that pain. The friend mentioned the bastard who put them in this state, but before he could explain more, fear itself showed up from behind, like fate had summoned it. My scumbag detecting senses were screaming. This guy was a textbook buff gorilla who thinks he's the main character. The bastard overheard his name being said and got pissed that these two dared to say it without proper honorifics. For a moment like that, punishment was mandatory. The gorilla clenched his fist and smashed a devastating punch straight into the poor kid's face. The boy didn't get a chance. He went flying across the ground. The gorilla dumped all his rage into that one punch, but his hunger wasn't satisfied yet. He wanted to vent more. He grabbed the helpless kid by the hair and started reminding him of the rules that only benefit him. Break them and you get a one-way ticket to the grave. Now the kid's friend couldn't take it anymore and dumped all the blame on Mo, saying it was Mo who called the gorilla by name. Shockingly, the gorilla accepted that. Now Mo was the next target. He tossed the skinny kid aside and stepped toward our guy. He was surprised Mo was still alive. After the last beating, survival wasn't expected. But Mo was completely indifferent. No matter how aggressive the gorilla got, there wasn't a shred of fear in those expressionless eyes. And that only pissed the bastard more. Cracking his knuckles, he started warming up for the beating, but Mo stayed calm, cool as a cucumber. Eventually, the gorilla's ego took over, and he swung a punch straight at Mo's face. Mo didn't even flinch. He just let the punch fly past his head. The guy was all muscle, zero brain. Mo got it. This was just show. He didn't actually know how to fight. Mo usually doesn't fight civilians, but when someone attacks first, he doesn't have a choice. The switch flipped. From a normal teenager, Mo turned into the next Mike Tyson. He ducked with precision, the fatty's punch slicing through air, and then countered with a brutal hit that shook the gorilla's entire worldview. Physically, the guy survived, but his ego got wrecked. The only reason his skull didn't crack was because Mo's new body wasn't that strong yet. Still, Mo's will was solid. He charged again, slid to the left, planted his feet, and slammed a monstrous shoulder strike into that massive face. Teeth went flying, blood poured from his mouth. The pit finally got a reality check. You're not the main character. And this was just the trailer. If he wanted more, Mo could show him the whole movie. Otherwise, he could walk away. Mo doesn't waste time on amateurs. Saying that, he turned around like the fight was over. But we all knew the fatty wasn't done. He pulled a dirty move, whipped out a knife, a literal blade against a teenager. That alone made him scumbag times 100. The fatty charged in, dagger aimed to kill. Mo might have lost his old body, but the spark was still there. He sensed the strike, and before he could react, a kid shoved him out the way, stepping into the dagger's path himself. But Mo intercepted again, this time with agility. He grabbed the fatty's arm, locked eyes with him, and stared with a gaze sharper than the knife itself. Now that a weapon was drawn, this was a fight to the death. Mo was fully ready to grant this suicidal maniac his final wish. He smashed a brutal strike into his collarbone, slammed him to the ground, and literally dunked him like a basketball. The kid who risked his life could only stare, mouth wide open. This felt unreal, but the screams coming from the fatty body proved it was very real. He didn't even get time to recover before Mo cocked back for another punch, a final ballistic blow meant to send him straight past heaven. The kid watched as Mo pulled back his blood-soaked fist. The fatty might have passed out, but his head was still intact. Mo's intention was a funeral home delivery, but this weak body held him back again. The damage wasn't enough. Mo realized it was time to push this body back to its former peak. The kid's eyes were shining, still in shock. He couldn't process how weak-ass Mo turned into this macho beast. He wanted answers. Mo decided to be honest, said he had amnesia and didn't remember anyone. The kid introduced himself as Kyo, a neighbor, but Mo just walked past the pig's body and said, "I don't remember any name, Kyo." That annoyed Kyo. After all that bonding, how could he forget? The pig was still laying there, his switch completely flipped, rage boiling over. Meanwhile, Mo and Kyo walked through the filthy slum. Kyo kept replaying every punch in his head, inspired enough to want to learn some moves himself. Mo brushed it off and said he needed to understand the island. Kyo explained this place was an industrial waste island floating in Tokyo Bay, a garbage empire where hope goes to die. Mo was stunned. Places like this exist in Japan? Men sell their souls in mines. Women and children survive by selling trash or scavenging food. There's no security, no safety. Calling it a cesspool would be an insult. This was land so rotten that progress itself dies here. Mo thought slums like this only existed in war-torn countries, if there.
They reached a bakery selling diarrhea-level food, stale, barely edible bread. Still, the kid was so hungry that saliva started dripping just looking at it. The shopkeeper chased him off, assuming he was a beggar, bruising his ego. Who gave this guy the right to judge people? Mo slammed a currency note on the counter. The shopkeeper froze. Where did this hobo-looking teen get that much money? Kyo, meanwhile, was losing his mind with happiness, eyes sparkling at the bread. He asked where Mo got the money. Mo casually said he took it from the bodies during the fight. He wasn't proud of stealing from the dead, but survival rules are different here. Kyo understood. This Mo wasn't the Mo he knew. Soon they reached Kyo's home. Inside, his mother lay weak and sick on a bed. Kyo happily announced they'd feast today, but one look at her made it obvious. Malnutrition had destroyed her health. Still, she worried more about her son than herself, insisting he eat the bread. Kyo reassured her, saying he already ate and this was for her. She kept insisting, and he kept begging. A faint smile appeared on Mo's face, such a pure moment. But peace never lasts long. Trouble came knocking. Mo tried to open the door, but it wouldn't budge. Fire had spread inside, and if they didn't get out now, they'd become Mother Nature's perfect grilled recipe. Their tiny crib was burning, thanks to miners working under that same pig's command. The pig who apparently hadn't had enough beating yet. He thought the world revolved around him and wouldn't rest without revenge. Mother and son were trapped inside, fire spreading as fast as boomer parents forwarding conspiracy theories on WhatsApp. Mo threw everything he had at the door, but it wouldn't break. His soldier instinct screamed. This was an ambush. The door was sealed from outside. At least 8 or 9 attackers were waiting. Mo scanned the room, looking for a weapon, and spotted a pouch that might work. He grabbed it and kicked the door open in one shot. The guys holding the gate went flying like trash bags. Outside stood that filthy pig with his stinking lackeys, laughing like hyenas, as if prey had walked right into death. The pig ordered them to surround Mo, and they all knelt before their master. Mo was fully trapped, fire behind him, enemies in front. Only one option left: fight. The pig's smug grin said he thought victory was guaranteed, but we know how this goes. The pig wanted to punish Mo, and that punishment was a death sentence. Mo was ready again to erase this pig's last shred of dignity. Behind him, mother and son struggled in the smoke, gasping for air. Mo signaled them, "Run when you get the chance." The first punching bag charged toward his own death, thinking his weapon meant victory. He had no idea a sack of rocks was about to crash onto his head. Instant down for good. That wasn't random. It was the pouch Mo grabbed earlier, turned into a deadly weapon, a blackjack made of cloth and stones. Spin it right and it can crack a skull. Looks harmless, but land it clean and it's lethal. The rest of the goons still didn't realize what level of trouble they were in. They rushed Mo without thinking. He took them down one by one with the blackjack, skull smasher in action. All the pig's confidence evaporated. His men were kissing the dirt. Now Mo walked toward the final cookie. The pig was truly scared now, but still clinging to his ego. Mo swung again and shattered the bastard's arm. Now what was left? Just screams of pain. His dagger, the weapon of fear, lay useless on the ground. The pig dropped to his knees, defeated by a kid not even half his age. That humiliation cut deeper than any wound. Mo prepared the final blow for the kill. But the pig turned into a crying baby, begging for mercy. Mo wasn't the merciful type. He lifted the blackjack again. The kid screamed about ethics, about how killing is wrong, like Mo didn't already know that. Mo ignored the nonsense, spinning the sack again and again, building momentum. The pig ran for his life. Mo spun faster, and when the momentum peaked, he released all that inertia in one swing. By pure luck, the fatal blow missed, but a nearby tree came crashing down. Imagine if that hit his legs. Even Mo was disappointed it missed. The pig barely escaped, breathing hard. Elsewhere, under the moonlight, inside a shady warehouse, the fatty Jia was begging his boss for permission to kill Mo, calling him a monster who wiped out their men. He finally got approval and felt relieved, but the next second, the boss punched him straight in the face, blood splattering everywhere. Losing to a mere slave miner was an insult, and insults are cleansed by execution. Jia's screams echoed through the warehouse as brass knuckles kept smashing his face beyond recognition. Even the boss's attack dog joined in after tasting blood. But Jia wasn't the final target. The real target was Mo, and we know what that means. Next scene, we're back in the broken shack where Mo, the kid, and his sick mother spend the night. The kid is exhausted. He worked so hard to build this shelter, and now it's gone. The mother doesn't want to be a burden, but the kid plays it cool. This is just a deal, no emotional favors. They explain everything about the island to Mo, how things work, where food is stored, who controls supplies. Mo wants every tiny detail. Kyo, meanwhile, is troubled by Mo's indifferent attitude. The warmth in his eyes is gone. His voice feels empty. Kyo can't understand how losing memories could change someone this much. Is there a glitch in the matrix? Deep down, Mo feels it too. In his past life, he was a soldier betrayed and shot by his own team, probably on Captain Beck's orders. That betrayal still eats him alive. Staying in this filth is not an option. He has to get out and take revenge on every traitor. The next morning, he starts body strengthening drills, handstands, then vertical push-ups to rebuild arms and core. To survive here, he needs his old strength back. Just then, a familiar face comes running, the same guy who betrayed him earlier. Now he's reminding Mo about today's mine duty. Mo stays calm, pushing aside old grievances, thinking maybe the mine could offer something useful. Down in the mine, slave workers line up in 2 rows under the boss's command. Some of the same goons Mo beat yesterday are there too, and they start shaking when they see him. The boss announces that Team G's supervisor is dead. Shock hits everyone like a truck. A new leader is appointed, number 8, the same coward who betrayed our guy. Now he'll sit in the chair once ruled by terror. About the mine, slave workers are forced into non-stop physical labor from 7 a.m. to 11 p.m. The tunnels are deep, the conditions brutal. This place breaks bodies, especially those over 40. Illness, injuries, and exhaustion are everyday life. Amid all this, Mo quietly prepares for revenge and escape. Keeping pace is hard, so anyone who slows down or takes secret breaks gets punished. Beatings guaranteed. Luckily, this time, number 8 is just a side supervisor. His name is Masa, a nervous, soft-spoken guy, but genuinely kind. He motivates all the workers, not just a few. He doesn't seem that bad. Mo actually appreciates that. Suddenly, the mining camp boss starts yelling. He shoves Masa aside and steps forward. He hates soft, emotional types. To him, this place is only for real men. Just as an innocent worker is about to get beaten for no reason, Mo tosses his pickaxe near the guy's feet, pretending it slipped. He apologizes, politely, but with edge. That apology doesn't satisfy the raging upper-up. He's ready to fight until the big boss himself shows up. Instantly, the guy freezes. The boss heard everything and now wants his underling to fight him. His name is Kusanagi. The entire mine panics when he appears. The man who terrorized everyone is now shaking in fear. He doesn't dare fight his master. Disappointed, Kusanagi clenches his fist and smashes a devastating punch straight into his underling's head. Everyone is stunned. Mo watches carefully, analyzing his fighting skills. Kusanagi targets pressure points with precision and knocks him out cold. Now he looks for another fight. His real target is Mo. He drags him into a duel. Mo's rule is no fighting without reason, but Kusanagi won't back down. He lunges, and Mo instantly takes a stance. The brute wants revenge for his underling. Mo raises his hands to defend. A storm of punches rains down, each one heavy, powerful, hard to block. Masa and the others are sure that if this keeps up, Mo will die. Mo feels himself getting exhausted, unable to counter. He steadies himself, searching for an opening. He has to admit, the guy is a professional fighter, every punch thrown with precision, but no one stays perfect forever. Kusanagi's big swings leave him open. Mo ducks and lands a solid punch straight to his face. Masa and the group are shocked. Their friend actually hit Kusanagi. But the joy doesn't last. Kusanagi catches Mo's fist and looks impressed. He wants to keep fighting. Then a thunderous voice orders everyone to stand down. Director Akichi appears, and every miner drops to their knees, showing supreme respect like he's carrying Aizen's aura. Michio finally understands who truly holds power on this island. Akichi looks furious, especially at Kusanagi's behavior. If this keeps up, all the slaves will die, and then who will work? He warns Kusanagi to stop, or he'll report him to Marcus, and Marcus is blood-packed. Challenging him is basically inviting death. Kusanagi backs off, reluctantly. The fire inside him hasn't died. It's just forced to cool down, for now.